an Inkling player.
Yeah.
He played a lot of Inkling going up and then switching over to Palutena, and now dropping the Inkling in favor of Min Min. So this is going to be really exciting to see. It has really developed this in Europe. I remember for a while, Chag was playing a lot of tournaments there. And now coming here versus SHADIC with Min Min. We haven't seen a Min Min in quite a while, especially not this deep in the bracket. But we are here with Chag versus SHADIC. Min Min versus Corrin. What an interesting matchup.
Yeah, Chag did actually swap back and forth between the Min Min and the Palu for an earlier match. He does not like Palu into Incineroar, and I think he was playing against Litton. And there was a whole counter pick battle with him and Litton in that set going to game 5. So both these players had some nail-biter last game situations that they had to fight their way through to get here. But this is where it all counts in this top 8 qualifier. SHADIC and Chag, I mean, certainly names that we are well familiar with.
So far, the Min Min is doing exactly what you expect. Really, the distance demon of Smash Ultimate's current meta, just holding that space between and not allowing SHADIC to get in. Min Min, a character of 50-50, but the best at that, covering one of the two options really well. Are you going to approach me on the ground, or are you going to jump at me? So far, with this Ram in hand, it's been really difficult for SHADIC to get anything going. Not big damage sway for Chag, but still, you know, SHADIC getting an open up there, gets an air into the back air, 92%, and finally with a slight lead here, we'll see if he's able to tap in this. That's the back air.
Yeah, I'm a little bit interested to see what the sort of ledge trapping low chart's going to be for SHADIC, because normally against Min Min, you want to go out there and disrupt their ledge tether, and you have like a good aerial to do that. But SHADIC doesn't quite have the positioning to be able to do that of their aerials. So I'll be excited to see if SHADIC can find something in the corner, or if it's going to be more of like a rinse and repeat. They have to find like a big hit on stage to finish the game off.
140% on Chag right now as SHADIC struggling to find the kill, but playing very consistently right now. Putting themselves in the corner with that skewer is very unfortunate, but that nair does hit with the kilowatt nair. Not enough to kill though. 132%. Basically any of these kills, yeah, it didn't find it there. The skewer is able to take that stock.
Yeah, forward smash is something I expect to see. Taking a decent amount of stocks in this set, it is one of the best range tools for SHADIC to find the kill. But now let's see how this ledge trap is going to go. Still keeping the megawatt out, wanting to be able to find a stock with that neutral air, using the B button, but still hasn't quite found his mark yet. And I think this is where SHADIC has the possibility to run away with the game a little bit. Seems like Chag has to overextend a little bit to get the kills, and now SHADIC answering back in much bigger form. But down air, oh my gosh, I thought he was going to fall all the way off the stage, but calculated from Chag.
81% on Chag's second stock here, as really running into this problem as just can't find a kill on SHADIC, who very much knows that megawatt is the thing that Chag is looking for this KO, maybe an up smash even, but not finding any luck there. The dash attack comes in, and the extra credit is so big, and the back air comes in from SHADIC, calling out Chag's landing, but an up throw does come through for Chag, as it's now 2 stocks to 1, but I mean, SHADIC in such a dominant spot right now. It's so hard to make this comeback versus SHADIC. I mean, having this charged up dragon might be what Chag needs, but it's going to take a lot.
Yeah, big damage there, 50%, but still, I mean, answering back just as heftily. SHADIC, even though catching this landing with a couple aerials and a pin, now Chag in the corner, trying to find something big. See, does he get the jump call out? Not quite, as SHADIC dropping really low, and Chag not hitting the tech. Unfortunate scenario, and that's a 2-stock for SHADIC. One of the things I think was really interesting about that first stock is Chag was opting to keep the megawatt out for a very long time. Normally you go for, you go for the megawatt a few times, then you just want to switch back to the Ram because it dissuades SHADIC jumping at you a lot.
Yep. And
the fact that he was not on the Ram, the fact that he stuck on the megawatt, allowed SHADIC to find his way in a lot more often. He didn't have these counter attacks in the air, these jump forward tilts, or the grounded ones that reach all the way up in that arc to stop his approaches. And Chag a ton of percent from that.
Yeah, it's been it was definitely a rough showing towards the end there, as SHADIC, like you were saying, had an opportunity to pull away with the match, plus 130% plus on SHADIC, and Chag just could not close it out.
Yep, but we still have more games to play. We also have a potential character swap. I do think it might be in the cards, given that 2-stock, but sometimes people just stick to their game plan. You know, this might be what he thinks is going to do the best for him, so he's going to just keep that on lock. We don't know though. We don't know what's going on in the head of Chag, but as I suspected, it is going to be a Palutena swap. We do see this character out, and this is gonna be interesting because there must be like a reason why he opted not to go this in the first game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure myself. I think maybe playing against Leo's Corrin at one point, I think at Delfino Mazzaretta, when Leo was playing Corrin for a while and struggling in the matchup, might have been like, okay, this is what I've been preparing Min Min for. We play Min Min for a reason. Once again, if you're just tuning in, SHADIC is up 1-0 in the set right now. The first game was Chag's Min Min, and right now the Palutena looking pretty solidly so far. There's the scoreboard.
Yeah, Palu, you know, a character that I feel like has a lot of, has a lot of awesome tools, but doesn't quite have that closing power that a lot of the top tiers have. There's not like a singular way you can find easy confirm to get a kill. It's sort of like you have to read your opponents in the corner. You have to find one big opening over and over again before you finally get the stock. And that's what a lot of the top tier characters prey upon when playing against Palu, meaning you just have so many more chances versus her than you do versus a lot of characters. So we'll see if that sort of arthritis comes into play in this game, or if, Chag can find those stocks a little bit earlier with something like a downer, with something like a back air jump read in the corner.
Yeah, you obviously have the drag down there into up tilt as a confirm option, but kind of difficult to land on top of SHADIC. But there we go, Chag, thank you for proving my point. The nair into the up tilt does come in. It actually shield poking there. So hey, it didn't confirm, but it did work.
Yeah, it shouldn't have. It shouldn't have, but it did. And certainly Chag gonna take that, but now finding himself at a fairly high percent versus SHADIC, going to need to find a big opening here to make this stock lead worth it. We see triple nair, love the slingshot into a fourth, and almost catches the missed tech, but still just a ton of damage already on this and looking to end the stock early, but the untechable pin lunge, we saw that multiple times in the Moe set. Great way to get the stock, great way to catch a Palutena who is forced to use the two-frameable warp.
Okay, nice tomahawk jab from SHADIC there to send Chag back off stage. Chag with a lead here. The Palutena definitely paying off much better than the minion so far, but another skewer gets some nice damage and a good juggle stage. Reading the edge cancel on that teleport with that up air. Very efficient play from SHADIC so far. Forward air into back air, sending Chag off stage. Have to be careful on these recoveries because, although SHADIC might not go off stage for it, he can go for a two-frame side B, and those kill very, very early.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I think mostly Chag is going to be going for the two-frameless warp. I think you do not want to be risking it against a player like SHADIC who just has the potential to throw that out at any point. But now all the way up in the top corner, let's see, it does opt for a little bit more risky option, and we see a tech there. Not quite at the percent for the untechable, but does manage to smash the eye out of that. Very risky position here for Chag. SHADIC not in time to set up on the ledge, but managed to find the warp in with that skewer. Just like you were saying, PJ, that skewer proving to be such a detriment for Chag in these high percent situations.
Let's see this edge guard from Chag. Okay, not going off stage, wanting to hold on to center stage in an attempt to really hold on here. That nair sends off stage and looking for that last hit. The side B sends Chag into the corner with a big reversal opportunity for SHADIC to build up this extra damage. Nice up air to continue. Didn't find the nair extension, but still a lot of damage. Slowly building that nair will send back off stage and using that back air to kind of hold on here.
Wow, what an interesting scramble situation. Although SHADIC, the one to come on top, and Palu's counter sucks so much. Even catching the read on that, but just was not in the right position to get the counter hit. And Chag in danger of losing this 2 stocks to 1 once again. SHADIC looking completely informed and showing why he's deserving of this top speed.
Man.
Forward smash, catches the roll in. What a showing. I mean, he's top 10 in the world. He's one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
One of the best players in the tournament. And one of the only ones who hasn't gotten upset.
I mean, this has just been a crazy showing from SHADIC so far. As much as Chag has been keeping up earlier on in the set, as soon as SHADIC gets a lead, just really snowballing these advantage states. And that's kind of the benefit of Corrin having that range that not only is range that knocks you away, but also sets up these crazy juggle states that are just so solid for SHADIC. SHADIC looking calm, cool, and collected going into this game number 3. Chag has tried the Min and gotten 2 stock. Has tried the Palu and gotten 2 stock. We'll see what Chag pulls out for game 3.
I think you have to stick with the Palu in this circumstance. I don't know. It just feels to me like he had so much more agency in the match. There was a lot more things that it felt like were 50-50s, could have gone his way, but ended up going SHADIC's. But maybe he disagrees. He's hovering mid-min. He has not selected it quite yet, though. Certainly a difficult choice for a player who's trying to add this new character to their roster and has seen a decent amount of success with it. But we do, in fact, see the min-min once again. Yeah. Let's hope this third game goes better than the first.
Going into game number 3 here, as we see a Hollow Bastion counter pick. I know Min-Min players really do like this stage. Like I say, Min-Min, a character of 50-50, is good at covering one of the 2 approach options, and especially with this middle platform, is definitely going to find a lot of success doing so.
I do just want to make a quick note of a bracket update. We did see Shiny Mart take it over Sonics in game 5. So that means in the top 8 qualifiers, we are actually going to have only a singular top 8 seed, SHADIC, make it to the winner's side.
Oh, nice nair there with the Ram, a very good disrupting tool to punish SHADIC for trying to stack on top of Chag. More of the Ram, as you're talking about, a very fast and nullifying option versus SHADIC's approach options.
Yeah, great point, BJ. Utilizing that, but this is where SHADIC can usually build on a ton of damage, not getting more than a 2-hit follow-up. But once again, we see his advantage state come into play. Multiple up airs, one of the best up airs in the game, and just resetting the situation, putting you in a spot that is just so difficult to come down from. And now, even though we saw almost 100 damage untouched for Chag, he finds himself in the corner versus this Corrin, and not being able to find the stock. But now, okay, we see the Ram off stage. Finally, an efficient kill for Chag.
Yeah, here's the lead, and this is what you're kind of relying on, or what you've been doing and working on this Min-Min 4, is finding those 2-frame side Bs and then going off and tapping in those edge yards with that side B on Ram. SHADIC kind of scrambling out of the corner here as Chag, I think, smells blood in the water. Just retreating back to center stage, playing very patiently so far. You want to really hold on to this lead. You're not looking to extend it as much as hold on to it and kind of punish the mistakes SHADIC is doing. So SHADIC is really just trying to push the issue and close the stock out. That's not going to KO yet.
Yeah, jab for Cord is really not a KO option in these circumstances, but still gets the pin. That is the lunge, one of the best KO options for Corrin, being able to find that in a ton of situations. And now we're back into this sort of neutral, heavy match where both these players are finding chip damage, finding 1 or 2 hit combos, and not trying to overextend their position, especially Chag, perfectly happy to chip away for as long as possible.
Yeah, you see that they're very smart. A common thing for SHADIC to run across the stage and then try to cross up Chag and hit him from behind, but there you see that Ram neutral B aerial is just such a strong option. But as I say that, SHADIC finding a way in and getting a big juggle state. As you were saying, that up air being one of the best up airs in the game for resetting those juggles. That rapid jab will do quite a bit of damage and send off stage. SHADIC looking to cause some problems for Chag out of the corner here. That nair does catch in the up air, beats out that down air. Chag shaking his head, knowing that down air was a little too hasty and disadvantaged, but with the Megawatt online, we'll look to find a stock here, maybe, hopefully soon for Chag.
Yeah, I'm actually liking that he switches out for the Ram now, using it for ledge trapping. That's something that he wasn't doing in the first game, and I think that has been very effective so far, but still does need to find the stock, as the more he's in the corner, the more damage he takes. SHADIC is just relentless in his assault, but a hot smash from Chag is almost going to kill. Not quite, as SHADIC playing so well. Really just finding a huge confirm. I love that neutral B call out.
I mean, this is exactly the situation that the last 2 games have been. SHADIC on his second stock with all this rage, and Chag unable to find a kill. The up air catches, Chag playing very safe, but the air dodge comes in, and SHADIC with 3-2 stocks, 3 game wins, and a 3-0 to move on into top 8, the only top 8 seed in winner side of top 8.
What a showing from SHADIC. Amazing job. And, you know, I've been talking to Dadik all weekend. Shout out to him. He's been helping his son prepare for all of these matches, and it's been paying off. SHADIC in top form, you know, in top 8, and has a good chance to win this whole entire bracket. I can't think of a single person in the bracket that I would say has a huge lead versus him. He can beat almost anybody here.
For sure, and yeah, we see that 3-0 there for SHADIC as he's in, good form. We saw Chag come out on top beginning early in these games. doing a lot of damage or even taking the stock first, but as soon as SHADIC equalized and was able to take a stock with all that rage, was able to really just take over these games. 3-2 stocks. There's a saying the Mexicans say in Melee, a 3-stock pays double. In Ultimate, a 2-stock pays triple for SHADIC.
2 times 3, baby. Yeah, that's certainly going to be a great statement going into top 8. A lot of these players, it feels like, have sort of struggled their way here. And then, other than that, Moe, I mean, I guess the last 2 matches were a lot more of a struggle for SHADIC. But both the Moe set and the Lima set were very back and forth. There were chances for him to lose, but that time, I mean, pure domination. SHADIC in top form, and I think he's very, very comfortable versus Palutena. I think I've talked to him about it before. He seems like he's always ready to fight a character like that. And the Min, I hate to say it, but didn't look ready for a player of SHADIC's caliber.
Yeah, I think you saw some pretty solid neutral understanding. I think a lot of the top player minions will have that, where just the ability to zone so efficiently. But as soon as SHADIC either stacked on top of Chag or put him, high in a juggle situation, Chag was so hastily swinging out of disadvantage. You saw a lot of down airs, a lot of forward airs. There's a lot of attempts to really quickly either land on the platform or get to center as fast as possible, and that really caught him because SHADIC on Corrin is going to be very good at having hitboxes to cover when somebody tries to land on top of Corrin, and that was a great showing from SHADIC, who, I mean, we were talking about Shiny Mark and Sonics being some of the favorites to win the tournament, but right now I think SHADIC might be my favorite to take it. He's looking really good so far.
Yeah, I think you made a great point about the vertical disadvantage there, as well as just, SHADIC looking in top form. Yeah, SHADIC able to cover pretty much any disadvantage option that Chag pulled out. I think Chag was really just not comfortable finding his way to the floor against a player such as SHADIC, who knew exactly everything that he could do, and kept extending it, kept making it worse all the time. But I believe that is, we do have another match coming up. It looks like Leo is going to be playing against, I'm not quite sure, I can't see the other side. Are we going to be doing this match? Are we doing this match as well? We are? Okay, cool. So we did get another match in the loser side of bracket. I'm going to try to figure out who this is. No, you got to be kidding me. MK Leo versus Spargo.
Oh man,
in loser
is this a
side
top 8 qualifier?
For top 8. Oh my gosh. At S Factor 11. How does this happen, man? How does this happen?
I commentated this set at Crown.
I know, I was about to
loser
say.
Side, one of the most viewed sets in Smash Ultimate history. 2 games of Byleth for Leo, switching back to the Joker for the first time in a while, and reverse 3-0ing Spargo. But right now, Leo's playing only Joker.
If I had a nickel for every time that MK Leo played Spargo in loser side for top 8, I'd have like, what is it, 3 or 4 nickels now?
Yeah.
That's a lot of nickels, man.
And I have 2 commentating them, so that that's a lot.
That's worth twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, commentating was worth twice as many nickels. Wow. All right. I mean, it's really interesting to see because it feels like Leo has been playing in absolute top form all weekend.
Yeah.
Until